Willie all season long, and without Austin for over 10 games now, are the Leafs first in the division. It's so ridiculous. How many points do they have now? 30! Wow, what's 30 divided by 5? Oh, don't make me do math. 6. Oh, okay. Well, what about a 5-year contract where he makes $6 million in this video? We're not doing that in this video. Stop screaming! You want to take the money! Hi! Victory puppy! I have no idea what I'm doing. God, to the riches of the league! This team is ruining my life! This LFR brought to you by Ridge Wallets. It's a new kind of wallet that's small, lightweight, yet heavy duty to the point where you should shove one inside your glove if you're gonna block a shot with your hand. Sources say don't do that. Sources also say consider a Ridge wallet. Victory puppies, boys, you're back! You're back off the IR! There you go, high five. Oh, you don't do that because you already got the treat, right? You feeling better? Yeah! Hey, high five. At least one. High five. Charlie, high five. Yeah, oh, you're late to the party. Oh, I missed you guys so much. Well, actually, I've been with you the whole time. You were barfing in the middle of the night and stuff, but they missed you a lot. For those about to rock! Fire! Leafs win! 4-2 over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Yo, I cheer for this team. That's crazy. Listen, shut up. I know it's November, but stop me if you heard this before. I'm writing a book. I just submitted a new edit to the publisher. The book is pretty much done. And I'm reading through it like, man, there were some dark times. I don't want to give away too much, but they were bad. So my question of the game to you, I've been making these videos since 2007, the beginning of the 07-08 season. Is this the best the Leafs have ever been in that time frame? It's so interesting because I look at a team like the Blue Jackets, and the biggest compliment I can pay you Blue Jackets fans is I would hate to play that team in the playoffs. The NHL is such an even league, and I look at all the teams that they've played, even the ones they've beaten and gone, well, in a 7-game series, it's not impossible that that team could beat the Leafs. But even though the Leafs are rarely dominating opponents, they are finding ways to win, and I think they could beat anybody in the league. Look at this win against Columbus here. You get caved in the first, and they got caved in the first. Find a way to roar back and tie it. But what the Leafs had lacked at times over the previous 2 seasons was this just killer instinct. This ability to just trudge through the muck and will a win into existence. Now they're 15-6, and if that's not enough evidence, look at this game. They're finding ways. But maybe I should calm down. Maybe I shouldn't get too ahead of myself and praise them too much, because I praised Jake Gardiner and Nikita Zaitsev a lot last video, and they were terrible! No matter how much they win, I'll still find a way to yell. But on the first goal, it would be a few players who took turns being a bad boy, and the Leafs' top pairing of Riley Hainsey was on the ice. Morgan Riley hands the puck to Mitch Marner just outside of the Leaf zone, but he can't handle the puck. With 2 attackers on him, Marner scrambles backwards like, oh no, Hainsey gets it, it's okay. But since Dubois is enormous, he knocks the puck out of the air. Riley, who started the whole play in the first place, he's way too far forward and hasn't come back. He nor any forward picked up the fact that Cam Atkinson was just chilling alone. Dubois sends it to him, fresh off a hat trick, snipe. Atkinson's 4th goal in 2 games puts the Leafs down 1-0. Now, Blue Jackets fans, I want to clarify something I said on Twitter yesterday. Cam Atkinson, has topped 30 goals once and somehow has 5 hat tricks in his career. That's odd, right? Adam Wilde, 100%, but even odder is you're thinking about this at 7:30 in the morning. Yes, he can, Atkinson. Sorry. Here's what I meant by that. Hat tricks are hard to get. Yes, I think we can agree on that. Something that's usually reserved for like the best goal scorers in the game. The Laines, the Ovechkins. Now sometimes other players get hat tricks. Colton Sissons just got one last week, I think. Last season I know JVR had at least 1, Kadri had at least 1. But 5? All I'm saying is, yeah, Atkinson's a good goal scorer, but 5 hat tricks? Wow. He's a Money in the Bank 20-ish goal scorer, right? But 5? And dude, let me just throw it out there. It was 7:30 in the morning. The point of the tweet wasn't Cam Atkinson criticism. It was, Steve, why are you thinking about this at 7:30 in the morning? Because I got nothing better to do, alright? I'm a YouTuber, I'm sorry, let's get back to the game. I should mention that Atkinson already is 13, so we should probably throw 20-ish goal scorer out of the window. Less than a minute ago, this is another play where like 3 guys look bad. Pierre-Luc Dubois has the puck, Nikita Zaitsev strips him. Nice. Pierre-Luc Dubois with the puck behind the net, he goes for a pass out in front, fans on it, Zaitsev takes it. Nice. Zaitsev, under some duress, takes the puck into the corner, and he just doesn't make a decision quickly enough. Puck comes loose to Gardiner, who unfortunately sort of bats it right to Artemi Panarin's stick. This whole time, Atkinson's just chilling in front, but Kadri is right in front of him. He's got him. Then he slowly drifts away, and when the puck hits Panarin's stick, you hear very clearly on the broadcast, in front! Stop forgetting about Cam Atkinson! Luckily, Freddie was there to make the initial stop, but Dubois bangs in the rebound. 2-0 Blue Jackets nice and late in the period. Dubois even hugging a toddler during his goal celebration. Oh, that's Atkinson. Is Dubois huge or Atkinson small? Or both? Anyway, the Leafs head into the second period with a 2-goal deficit, and that is no small feat to overcome. That's just one of those goals where it's easy to look at the defense pairing and go, well, you look bad on that one. But like, Kadri was right there. You're right there. Just stay there, and you're fine. Once again, the Leafs' defense problem, which I mean, they're 15-6, but it could be better, goes deeper than the personnel on defense, in my opinion. You want some more expert analysis? The Leafs, who are the home team, by the way, were outshot 14-6 in the first. That's bad, I've read. Second period, they pull up their socks or tape them tighter. I don't know. Well, that number did look bad, and 14 shots against in one period is too much. The Leafs had chances, they just didn't take them. They had passes broken up on 2-on-1s twice in the first period, and in the second period, early on, Mitch Marner, stop me if you've heard this before, went for a pass when he had a clear shot. Which, I don't know if I'm going to criticize the guy because it usually works. The Leafs finally break through, and it's a nice little mixture of skill and grace. Gauthier along the half wall, battling, loses it, the puck goes to the point, Hainsey stops it. He chips it back in, it hits Gauthier, lands at his feet, go back to work there, buddy! Working away like He's a very deep voiced goat. And he ends up like daintily kicking the puck loose, and Ennis grabs it. And he turns into Dance Dance Revolution. Showing off at the arcade doing spin moves, makes Brandon Dubinsky look ridiculous behind the net. Savard sprawled out like spins again, fires through the traffic, and beats Sergei Bobrovsky. The Leafs have a life. Hainsey just doing the simple thing on the play, and he should be commended, but goat greasy. I'm not saying this is an insult, but it is the frank truth. Most nights, when he's on the ice, Frederic Gauthier is the least naturally talented player on the ice. And I think everyone involved is plainly aware. Him, Babcock, the other team certainly. So what he's got to do to not just stay in this league, but help the Leafs win, is be smart and work harder than everybody else. On this play, it wasn't pretty, but he did. Ironically, after all that, Tyler Ennis is exactly the type of fourth liner we were screaming about in the blogosphere like 6 years ago. Hey, what if we put a small, underrated offensive talent on the fourth line? Or we could do what we've done for like 100 years and put a giant tough guy out there whose knuckles you could use to plow a field. And I've said a couple times, maybe Ennis should come out of the lineup. I'm just excited to see Trevor Moore play. Mason Marchment's another name, killing it with the Marlies. Watch out for him. But man, the last dozen games or so, Ennis has looked incredible. The Leafs' depth has come to life, and he's been a big part of that. Late in the frame now, this one was fun. Kapanen's got the puck behind the Leafs net with tons of space. Oh, what's he gonna do with it? Oh, I can't wait to watch him go in there, and he's so fast. Instead, he just slows down to the point of stopping, and I'm like, what? Then he just throws a dagger up the ice. Even the camera guy's like, what? And there's just a blur, and at the end of it, you see Mitch Marner at the blue line with the puck. Toe drags past Leaf legend Scott Harrington, shot! Stopped by Bobrovsky on the backhand. But from his knees, Marner gets his own rebound and just a little flick. Tavares fights off Zach Werenski and just bangs it in and continues to score the easiest goals of his entire career with this kid. His 13th of the season. The Leafs tie it up! Kids, try new things. When I was younger, I never wanted to eat my Nona's green soup, which is basically like Italian wedding soup, but thicker and better. Because it's like green and it looks good for me. I don't want that. It didn't look as appealing to me as other foods. And then I tried it and immediately realized I've been a fool for so long. In some ways, that's Mitch Marner and John Tavares. Remember there were rumors, oh, Marner wants to play with Austin and he's mad about it. Yeah, I don't know. He looks like he's having fun. And don't get me wrong, Matthews is still delicious and nutritious. And don't get me wrong, in this food analogy, Matthews is still delicious and nutritious. But JT, he's decent too. Tied game after 2. Oh boy, this was a nice little change from what I thought we were gonna have in the first period. Leafs are down 2-0 in intermission. There's talk about Mitch Marner might be injured. Blocking a shot with his hand. How did he get hurt from that? His gloves are giant. He dangles the jock off half the Blue Jackets and you're like, he's fine. And they tie the game. Third period and the Leafs lose their footing a little bit. Columbus is running away with the shot count. The Leafs defense are doing a good job of, at very least, acknowledging when they can't disrupt the shooter, just letting Freddie have a clear look at the thing because he's gonna stop it. And he did. Blue Jackets face off in their own zone. Their fourth line of Riley Nash, Marcus Hannikainen, and Lucas Sedlak is on the ice. The Leafs respond. Hyman, Tavares, Marner, and their top pair. Hyman wins the faceoff. Tavares gets it. Tavares holds onto it and stick handles just an extra split second to create some more room for Riley. Nash had clearly done his homework because he knows how hot Riley's been. He drops to the butterfly in front of him. Might as well try 2 goalies right. It worked for the Leafs last game. And there's pandemonium in front because Nash abandoned Hyman in front in order to do this. David Savard drops back like, I guess I'll try, but then he's guarding Tavares who's on his way. There's 2 Blue Jackets in the high slot covering nothing. Riley throws it on, and uncontested Zach Hyman tips it in, and he goes Super Saiyan. The Zach attack! I'm sorry. Takes a bite out of the Blue Blue Jackets, and the Leafs take the lead. Steven, why are there teeth marks on this puck? The Dogs. Just time in second of the season, that goal was scored with 4:22 to go in the third. And at that time, the Blue Jackets had 37 shots. Just under 4 minutes left in the game, Cam Atkinson shoots to get shot 38. With 3:06 remaining, they get their 39th shot on goal, meaning that for the final 3:06 of the game, the Leafs defense did not allow the Columbus Blue Jackets to even get a shot on goal. 39 shots against. The Leafs' overall defensive performance wasn't very good, but that was great. Just over a minute left, Hyman gets the puck again. He's streaking up the wing. There's an empty net. If he gets it, it's done. He walks it home. Good game, good game. The Leafs win. Yeah, it was an empty netter, but holy smokes, give it to him. How many posts has this guy hit this season? How many near misses? The Leafs' 4th straight win, Anderson's 6th straight win, and they improved to 15-6 and first place in the Atlantic Division, first place in the Eastern Conference, and second place in the entire league. Nashville, you ruined it! Hilariously, the Leafs' home record now, 6-5, finally above 500. 9-1 on the road, that helps. And forget Willie, I don't want to talk about it until something happens. We don't know what that contract situation's like. What we do know is that shoulders heal, and that Austin Matthews, who was in a red no-contact jersey the other day, was seen practicing in a regular Leafs jersey. So this team, this beast of a team, is gonna get back Austin Matthews. A very playoff-like win, not just because the Blue Jackets sort of force you to play that brand of hockey, but there wasn't a single penalty in this game, and there could have been. It's annoying to me when people are like, the refs are letting the players play. Play what? Hockey? Yeah, hockey's a game with rules, for which there are penalties in the event of a violation. Let the players play. All right, take out offsides. All right, okay, no icing. Just go for all the stretch passes you want. How am I actually finding a way to complain right now? Because there were no penalties, every minute of this game was at even strength, and I gotta praise Babcock's deployment for the most part. Hainsey played a little under 21 minutes, Riley barely played over 20, while Gardner played over 24, and Zaitsev somehow almost 25. Granted, Dermott probably would have played a little bit more than 15:42 had his skate not broken. It's annoying to me that he was faster one-legged than I am with two. So the defense was a little wacky, but Babcock's forwards, perfect. Like basically exactly what we thought the Leafs were gonna be this year, and what they haven't been allowed to be because they haven't had Willie or Matthews. Relentless depth, roll 4 lines. The 4th line hovering around 10 minutes, but everyone else somewhere between 15 and 17.5. When the Leafs are at full strength, which despite the crazy 15-6 record, they're hilariously not, they're going to just exhaust teams, line after line after line after line. And slowly but surely, the Leafs' depth has earned the right to play more. Yo, remember, heading into the season, the projected 4th line was like Per Lindholm, Andreas Johnsson, and Kasperi Kapanen. Dude, can you imagine? Blue Jackets fans, if I were you, I'd be annoyed by that loss because that win just escaped you. You had a 2-0 lead that evaporated and then just a bad matchup late in the third. Torts is obviously mad. But be happy because you still have one of the best teams in the conference, one of the best teams in the league, and a team that I have no desire to play in the playoffs because I have a feeling it would be unbearable. That's how I would feel if I were you. Questions? What do you think of my casual beard? I'm trying something new. I think your beard is as you always were with the Leafs, undervalued. This one hurts to ask. Do we need Nylander? Okay, answer this. In 2017, did the Penguins need any of their defense to win a Stanley Cup? Did they need Chris Letang even? The answer we now know is no, so get rid of him, right? Or, how about this? Don't do that because evidence suggests he's sick, and sick players make it easier to win. Now, granted, all that fun financial stuff gets in the way, but William Nylander will help make a good team better. Do not be tempted into hating Nylander just because the Leafs are doing well without him. Do you remember the time when the Leafs would be down 2-0 and we knew the game was over? Pretty surreal to know those Maple Leafs are gone for good. We're elite. I wouldn't say elite. I would say relentless. This is the National Hockey League. Everybody's elite. But the way the Leafs are playing right now, whether they hit the ice and they play a good game or a great game, they're finding ways to win almost every night, and that's special. They're cooking, folks. They're cooking. I'll wrap this up. Hey, I should have announced on here, I announced on the podcast, I'm going to be co-hosting Tim and Sid on Thursday. I know, that's silly. Willie, buddy, give me something good to talk about. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Sometimes I like to say it twice just to drive the point home. Tell all your friends. Tim and Sid. Are they sure? All right.